So it's finally time for me to fix one of the biggest mistakes I made with my van conversion. Okay, if you're new to the channel, allow me to explain. In my motorhome, I put a bubble system. If you're not familiar with them, the way that they work is it's a tank and it has an element in it, and it uses a fair amount of power to heat up quite a bit of water for showers and your sink. But it also runs through a diesel heater system. It has one of these, basically acts like a radiator. You have these plastic housings either side of this, with your ducting going to it, and it allows hot air to pass through from your diesel heater to heat up water through here, and comes out the other end and goes into the tank. And there's a little pump as well which helps it circulate. But my one broke. There was a leak on the inside of it, and there's nothing that I could do to fix it, so I contacted the company, told them all about it, and they eventually offered to replace it. However, even though I gave them very clear instructions of how to send it to us, because obviously we are on the road and we use the Every Parcel shop, gave them the link of how to send it. They were like, fine, no problem, but they had to wait for them to come back into stock, so I had to wait a few weeks. Eventually they sent it, but they just sent it using their courier that they use, and obviously it didn't go to plan. That parcel somehow magically disappeared. So yeah, got back in contact with Bubble and they were like, right, we'll send you another one out. But again, we are waiting for another shipment to come in. And that wasn't going to be till the middle of January. I've had to go back to the original way of how we used to get hot water, and that is with an LPG boiler tank. Absolutely fantastic. Wish I never took my one out. In fact, we've had to pay £100 for a brand new one, even though I've got one back down south in a container, but hey ho. We've asked Bubble for a refund and they have agreed to give one. Yeah, we're now going to go back to a system which is fantastic. We have the LPG tank in here again, so yeah, I wish I put the boiler back in, to be honest with you, to begin with. But now I've got to remove this one, well, drain the tank, remove it, and fit the new boiler system. So the first job is draining the tank. And basically has this like little outlet which is for draining the tank but also getting air bubbles out of the system. And yeah, so this is going to drain now for a little bit, and hopefully this bucket is big enough. So while we wait for the tank to drain, let's have a look at our new system. So this might look familiar. It's kind of what you have in a house really. It's just an LPG boiler which is battery operated, just to obviously ignite the gas. Yeah, 2 batteries in here. What have we got? It's all in Chinese. This is your cold water inlet, hot water outlet, and this is where you connect for the gas. And hopefully I've got all the fittings for this. So I had this in my van for 3 years, I would say. Not this one, obviously another one. And yeah, fantastic. No problems whatsoever. Never had any leaks, no gas leaks, nothing like that. You've got like a winter and a summer option, so in the winter switch it over, and I believe it just makes it a little bit hotter with you not having to change the dial on the max and the minimum. So this one's your gas regulator and your water temperature regulator, and you've got like a little display here which lets you know what it goes up to. And it's only an 8 litre tank. We don't need anything bigger than that. We obviously try to be quite conservative with our water, as we don't have a great deal. 120 litres, but 2 people, 2 dogs, adds up quick. So yeah, I'm looking forward to putting this back in. Now, you do have an exhaust, so I have brought a kit which is going to attach to the top of this, and I'm going to have to drill another hole in my van. So yeah, they did supply, it looks like a gas fitting for you to attach the hose to, but from my old builds I do have a spare one, and it's one whole complete unit, so I feel a little bit safer putting this one on. And another thing I have is high density PTFE tape, which is for gas. So yeah, if you're going to fit one of these, do some research on how to install gas. I mean, this is just for a little boiler, but same principle. You don't want any leaks. Alright, that's the big tank out. Just going to let that drain now. There's only last little bits of water in there. Yeah, tank's all good. There's no damage to it. Now let's get rid of the rest. Right, I forgot how much cabling you have to do for this system. Yeah, I now have 3 empty fuse boxes that I can now use for other things, because you have to send power to 3 individual things, which is mad. It's not an easy system to put together. It is very complicated. What am I doing next? Right, I now need to, I think, reorganize some of the plumbing to make room for this boiler, which I'm hoping it's not going to be that complicated. I think I'm just going to, where I've got the pump and the expansion tank and the filter, I'm just basically going to make them vertical now, and yeah, that should work fine. So hopefully I don't have to take too much apart, just undo some screws, turn it, and we should be good, and then I'll have room for the boiler. Let me show you. So yeah, there's so many, well, there's not as many cables in here now, which is nice. I can sort these out. And yeah, where we've got the filter, the pump, and the expansion tank, I'm now just going to turn them so they're upright, and then put the boiler probably somewhere over here, and then duct it out over there. Fingers crossed. Right, I'm having to rethink how everything's going to fit underneath there now. So while I let my brain ponder over that for a little bit, I'm just going to put the fittings on the bottom of the boiler. Okay, I think we've come up with a solution. It is many hours later. Yeah, was not easy. Back is hurting a lot. It's not the ideal situation to be in, but here we are. So I did move the LPG tank, and I've put the boiler on this side so it doesn't interfere with the pipe that comes in. The gas bottle is going to go here
if you can see in that corner right there, that's the dropout vent. So that's going to stay as it is. I'm not going to enclose the gas tank. We do have a carbon monoxide, carbon monoxide, which there are some screws here, there they are. It's going to sit right there, tank's going to be right there, dropout vent is over there, which is also good because this needs ventilation, so it will draw air in from there. Obviously you've got the back doors as well, which aren't a complete seal, so I think there's plenty of ventilation in here. Obviously you've got a diesel tank or diesel heater down there, which also has its own sort of air vent. And yeah, I've fitted both of the pipes going into the boiler and the gas pipe coming off of it. There's the old gas pipe, and this is the fitting that I've got. Basically when I bought that hose pipe, it had this fitting that came with it, which is brilliant. So this is going to split off to both of them obviously. And I've put the pump pressure tank, what's it called? Expansion tank, there we go. And the filter all back where they were before. Yeah, it was better to leave them like that. Right, and then obviously still got the strap which is going to go on the tank, so yeah, it will be secured on this side, I believe. Yeah, this side or that side, I can't remember which side I was going to do, whatever works best really. See, yeah. What a day. And broad Rachel is having a little nap on the sofa because can't go on the bed. Oh, man, this is it's been a tough one, but we're getting there. Hopefully in the next couple of hours I'll have it all done. Only problem is the boiler didn't come with batteries, so tomorrow when we pop to town we'll pick up some batteries. So yeah, the full test will be tomorrow. Still got to do the vent, the extractor. So I bought this kit which has this ducting on it. Now we obviously don't have a lot of room above that vent, so I'm going to have to try and flatten it, I think. And I think the only place to take it out is to drill through that wood there. You see that bit of wood that goes across? Probably drill it out there and duct it straight out. Yeah, I think that's the best option. I did buy like a cowling for it, but I think I'm going to change that now for a different one. Right, I'm going to carry on and I'll show you the finished result. Hello, it is the next day. We've just been out to town this morning and I picked up a few more things to finish off today's job. And one of those was batteries for the LPG boiler. So I've got those in now, just need to put them in. And what we're also going to do today is drill a hole for the ducting, which is going to go outside. But let me show you what I've done. Let's get a better torch than that. Okay, this is the new setup. Now what I'm going to do is duct it out today, and basically where the sort of charging port is, directly above that, that's where the hole's going to go. And I'll show you what the vent's going to be outside. And so this is our new join which splits it. Another thing I'm going to do is just cable tie the hose to the wood so it never sort of leans on the diesel heater. I've tested everything for leaks, everything is good, that's including the gas as well. And there is our carbon monoxide detector, but to be extra safe, this morning we went out and got a brand new one. So this one's going to go down there, and then that one is going to come out into this room here. So we've never had one out here, which we really should. So yeah, we're going to have 2 carbon monoxide detectors to be extra safe. And it is sort of well ventilated in there. We've got a dropout vent, so it's fine. We should be good. I think once we go back down south, before we pop over to Europe hopefully next year, I will probably enclose this and maybe just separate it all a bit better. But for now, I think we're fine. And I think just regular tests is just in order, just to be extra safe. Right, let me show you the vent that's going to go outside.
and that's why I'm dressed up. Just need to swap the hat over. Okay, right. This is what I've the only thing is, it's got this stupid little flappy thing in it. You can see that? That's going for sure. And I need to put a like insect mesh over it. I think that would work really well. But yeah, it's going to go here. Now I've just got to make sure that I drill this in a place that's going to be in the right place. Yeah, don't have a lot of wiggle room, so I think a test hole is in order to begin with. But it's very windy and you probably can't hear a thing I'm saying, so time lapse. Right, so it's quite windy out there and I'm not a fan of making a mess outside in nature. I don't want to leave a trace. So what I've come up with is a box around the cutter to catch all the bits. I got the idea because they actually do make something like this, mostly for electricians when they're cutting holes in plasterboards for like downlighters. They basically have this cover that goes around them and catches all of the plasterboard dust. So yeah, hopefully this is going to work a treat. Obviously once I'm through the first layer it doesn't really matter because then everything can just fall within the cavity of the van. So yeah, let's go and see if this works. You can see that caught it all. Awesome. There's the inside, there's the boiler. Let's hope my measurements worked out. Yeah, bang on. Right, let's put that duct in there now. You bugger. Right, I made a bit of a silly mistake. The hole saw that I bought was 102mm wide and the pipe is about 110, so that was never going to go through the hole. But luckily I had some 100mm ducting pipe laying around, which is actually for another project, spoiler alert. So this is going to go into here now, and this basically goes through like the wall of the outside, and then this is the cowling on the outside, and that goes on the inside of the pipe like that. So that will go over, that will go in, and we're all good. I've still got that foil tape as well, so I'm going to do some foil tape around here, connecting it all together, and then going around the boiler I've got an actual Jubilee clip. So yeah, I think I got over that what would you call it, cock up. Okay, I had to take a slightly different approach, and I've put the pipe going through the wall first, and then I'm going to have to tape this around, which is going to be tricky, but I might also just get another Jubilee clip for this end, and then that might be a little bit easier. I mean, it's a snug fit around it already, but just to be safe, yeah, we'll definitely tape it up. And I've kind of done the bend which it's going to need already, although it is going to be, again, tight. But yeah, hopefully this is going to work. I've already put the Jubilee clip on this end, again, just to try and make it easier. Yeah, this is... I might not film this part because it's going to be hard. That was not easy. Right. I've managed to get that elbow, well, that flexi aluminium pipe to clip onto that small bit of 100mm ducting, bend it round to on top of the boiler. I just need to get a Jubilee clip for the bottom, but it is covering it for now. Enough to do a little test anyway. Yeah, that was bloody tricky, and it was actually my second attempt, that was the first one. Right, next part. Now, this is our cowling. Yeah, as I said before, it's got this stupid little bit of flappy bit. I'm going to remove that because that'll be an absolute nightmare if we're trying to sleep at night and there's a bit of wind. Obviously, the reason I got this one is because it's to stop wind coming in and making a bit of a racket. Obviously, you have these ones which came with the pipe, which are for gas boilers, but the gas that comes out of the top of these isn't very powerful, and I feel like it just won't push these open. Again, you don't want to listen to that all night, so that's why I'm going with this one, to at least give us a chance of no driving wind coming into it. But I want to put a insect mesh over it, and to buy some it's quite expensive and to have a massive roll on it, and I didn't want that. Now in the summer we had our screen on the side door to again stop bugs coming in, but it got a rip in it, so we're gonna have to get a new one for next year. But I can use it and chop a little bit up and put it onto this, so that's my next job. Scratch that idea because we can't find it. Don't know where that's gone, but the next best thing we do have is some of this like anti-slip mat, and the holes are pretty small on it. I feel like it might do the same job. Obviously we are in winter, so if I do find it I'll just change it, but yeah, that'll work quite nicely, so I'll do that. Right, this is going to be pretty easy to do. This part just basically separates from here. You have like these little clips on the side, you can take it off, and then this just pops out of here. Get rid of that, and then I'm just gonna cut that to size, put it in there, and then put this back on, and it should just hold it in place. Pretty simple. Look at that. Me and Heimdall just saved ourselves like 55 quid. There you go. It's in there nice and snug. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Right, last job to do is to go outside and put the cowling on. I've just put a bit of Sikaflex all the way around. I'm not going to drill any more holes. So let's go outside and film that. So one thing I have forgotten to do is obviously spray it black, but I can just tape up around it and do that at a later date. For now, I just need to have a warm shower. Okay, so that's it for the video. We have tested the water system now. Works absolutely perfect. Really nice temperature and actually a better pressure in the shower as well. And the old system has been sent back, and we'll deal with that after Christmas now. And today is Christmas Day, so Merry Christmas to everyone, whatever you're celebrating. We've got a nice fire on the go already, and I think we're going to have a nice relaxed day. So thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the new year.